which it kind of counts up in percent, which is kind of cool. Yeah, just gonna go see how the legs are doing. So once, maybe twice around the park, and just see how the shins are feeling.
This Sunday morning we're going to be doing our race in about half an hour. We've done all the things we would do on a race morning, so we got up early, had breakfast that we can either take with us or prep beforehand. Got some gel, and then haven't done anything else up. Wouldn't be 2 hours driving there and then sat around or racking the bike. So that's all we've really done this morning. So about 2 minutes till the start. I've been doing some dynamic kind of warm-up things. I'm going to go ahead outside now to acclimatise and get my GPS signal working. I am in full race kit, but also with the additional of the bag, just so I can get used to wearing it for September, because the race we are doing in September means I have to have this bag. So let's see, maybe a minute left, and then I'm going to run for 5 kilometres, get back, Chris is going to jump on the bike, do his, and then I'm back out for another 5. So basically we are going to replicate the kind of race distance more than anything. So let's see how this goes, and the boy's coming with me. So trying to keep this as close to race day as usual. I am watching some cycling just to get myself in the zone, but I'm not going to have headphones or listen to music whilst I'm on the bike. I've got a gel to take in a minute when I'm taking Jess back. I usually take about 10 minutes before she's due back in, and then I'm wearing the same shoes I would. I'm not wearing my skins today because it would be too warm in the house, so I'm just in my usual base layer and shorts. I've chosen a fairly flat course on Zwift. It's about 10 miles, just a little bit less. Doing it on the TT bike and doing it in the aero bars, and I'll drop out of them occasionally, just so I can just rest whilst I would be out of them when I'm going around corners or something. It's a circular course we're supposed to be doing today around an airfield, on the roads outside through the little villages. So it was supposed to be quite flat and fast, furious. I'm a bit disappointed we are missing it, but yesterday I didn't do very well on my my race openers, so probably best that we didn't spend a fortune going down there. Yes, we would have gone down yesterday, and then race this morning just wasn't too much to go out for. So about 750 metres to go for the first 5k. It has been a walk run, more walking than running, as dictated by the shins, but also the path underfoot is really icy, so yeah. So this is the worst bit, especially as I can't see Jess out on the course. There are some duathlons like that. It's the worst bit that she should be in any minute now, but all depends on how she's going. There could be a massive swing. I mean, it's a couple of minutes, but I sort of expected to be in by now. We're looking sort of the long side of one of her runs at the moment, knowing that she could come in any second, so I have to be ready. I really just hate getting on, because for time, when I do a time trial, I can sort of warm up for a bit before. You know what number you're going to be, you're fairly close to the start. Duathlons, I can warm up and then just will have to do a 5k run, because the bike has to be racked before the start. So I have to get on and sort of just go out straight for a 10-mile effort from nothing. I might work on that this year, starting and building into the ride, starting fairly sedate and building up right through to the end of the ride, rather than how I would ride a time trial, which would be I actually generally go out quite hard because I have quite a good acceleration. I've looked at my times compared to other people, and I've beat them by a couple of seconds, and those seconds were made in the first kilometre. Everything else was the same pace because I can accelerate pretty quickly.
Right, Chris is just finishing up on the bike. He's probably got about 100 metres to go now, so I'm making my way down the stairs, and by the time I get down, I should be ready to go for my next 5k, which is always the hardest of the two when you've stopped running for half an hour. Let's go. Run, done. 40 minutes. Not bad. So it's about 10 past 11 now, and we finished our, well, kind of do yourself duathlon training for the day. And now we're going to head out to Ashton Battery to go and pick up a chicken jug for tea. So that is the run and the running done for the day. I did 2 lots of 5Ks with Chris's 16
Yeah, 10
kilometres,
miles.
10 miles in between. Don't know the overall time yet till we kind of sit and look at the proper details, but both of mine were done around about 40 minutes, which is kind of what I anticipated. So both my runs weren't all-out race runs. After a few days ago having shin splints, still probably having shin splints, so just literally having to ease back quite a bit. So mostly kind of run walk for me, bit of pain. Not too bad on the run, about as good as I thought it was going to be really for me. What about your ride?
Yeah, so I think it went alright. Riding on the turbo is always very different to riding indoors, especially on the time trial bike, because you are just stuck in that position, whereas on the road you're on the base bar a lot more, you're cornering, slowing down, you can freewheel for a bit. Yeah, so on the turbo it is just half an hour of hell. I did it about 25-30, which is a bit slower than I thought it was going to be, but I wasn't. I'm trying to get away from looking at my speed whilst time trialing and looking at power and heart rate and cadence, because there's far more things that can affect speed than can affect any of those things. So yeah, I try to keep my cadence at 90, I average 92, which for me is really good. Usually it's about 80 on a good day. Heart rate kept on increasing, it got quite high near the end, but again the average was about where I'd expect it to be, maybe a little bit lower, so I could have probably pushed a bit harder. And then that's the first ever time trial I've done to power on the time trial bike in the time trial position. I know it's going to be less than my FTP. I didn't know how much less. I'll have to look at that when I get back in, see what I can do. So yeah, my shoulders didn't hurt as much as I expected them to, so all in all quite a good experience as for a time trial.
So yeah, that kind of sums it up. So I think, quick calculation, we were what, about an hour 45. Obviously we can't really factor in the transition times like we normally would at a race, because when we transition at a race, my finish is when I come across that kind of that archway and then swap with Chris and then he heads out and vice versa. The smoothest we really got for the transition was for the second one, where I started heading down the stairs when Chris had, I think, about 300-200 metres to go, so that I was outside getting GPS by the time he'd finished. But I'd finished my first run, hit the 5k mark, and then had about a 5-minute walk to get back to the flat. So transition times won't be accurate, so kind of taking them out about an hour 45.
I mean, transitions are different for it's Monday night, not even evening now. You haven't seen us today really. Monday's usually a busy day for us, back to work, and then we do the shopping in the evening. I was supposed to do a recovery ride today, but I had a day off tomorrow, so I just swapped the two around. So I got my recovery ride tomorrow, and Jess has got strides, but I'm sure she'll take you out first thing in the morning again. But I'm far too tired to be recording any more Monday vlog stuff.
So it's about 5:25 in the morning. This is, I think, my first video of me for the week. I'm heading back from just 20 minutes out of the house. I came for a walk, sat, enjoyed my coffee, and I'm going to walk back and then go and start getting ready for work. So yeah, 15 minutes for me, 20 minutes outside the house. This is something that will stick nicely with what I've been doing with the morning walks, but also help wake me up in the morning. So I was supposed to be doing a run tonight, but instead I'm cleaning out the kitchen cupboards. So it's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just heading out for 20 minutes of outdoor time and 15 minutes of V time. It's all part of this 4-colour plan. Maybe I'll go into it a bit more into it on a series. So I'm going to go for a walk by the river. I've got a coffee with me. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to sit on a bench, brush the water, sort of in the dark, drink my coffee and just chill for 20 minutes before I go home and get ready for work.
Do good controlled experiments on one person, particularly if you're also trying to earn a living. You can't.
Supposed to be on this tonight, but work was really long today. Haven't long got in. It's just after 6. Fortunately, this is my recovery week, so I've got a few days to play with that were totally free. So I've had a little shuffle around, and I'm on this tomorrow. And then hopefully I can try and get outside at some point this weekend, because the next couple of weeks are looking very cold.